Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah. So it's going live now. Let's see.
Okay, just tell me when it's live.
It's currently live. There's a slight delay. Yeah. Can you see it now? Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, want me to show you the intermission screen? So it's this.
Oh, yeah. That's nice. That's nice.
Oh, it's faster for you than for me.
Why? It's not uploaded yet. Updated
No,
yet on
it's
yours.
like it's a smaller preview inside the YouTube window. So it's like taking
Hmm.
more time, I guess.
Uh, yeah, but we're live. Yes. 3 people are watching.
Yeah, good. So tell me if you can hear it now. Good, good. I'm just checking something.
Okay.
Hello, Sujan. How's everything look right now? Like, is that a delay in the chat? Okay, Vikram type. Perfect. That's chef's kiss.
Oh, that's a ripple effect. Huh?
You mean on the borders?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a glowing effect. It just goes back and forth. I had to download it animated.
Ah, nice.
Before camping around stream.
Hmm.
Okay, so we'll just be going on break. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes. Okay.
Uh, Is my
So,
audio
good
clear?
evening, everyone.
No, let's just do some checks before we start.
Fine.
Can
Okay.
everyone hear us? Please let us know in the chat. Woo, woo.
He's my classmate.
Yeah, good. You're bringing in our audience.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so I guess we can start.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Abhishek, go ahead.
So, good evening, everyone. I am Abhishek, and this is Zaid. So, today we'll be talking about fake news and how it's a social disturbance. So, Zaid, what is fake news?
Um, Fake news, some people might think it's a relatively new thing. Like, only nowadays we see everyone throwing the term fake news here and there. But if you see it in ancient history, this is a perfect example of what fake news is actually. An Egyptian king called Ramses, when he was having a war with another nation, even though he was losing it, he was telling his people, look at how much we're winning this and how much we've expanded our country.
Hmm.
And that's exactly what fake news is. So, fake news basically is reporting on something which is completely untrue and its repercussions or drawbacks are immense in our current modern society.
Yes. Yes. The drawbacks are a lot. So, first of all, we need to talk about what journalism is. Of course, that's essentially what everything is.
Yeah.
So, India is the largest democratic country, and many consider first we have like three pillars of society: the legislative,
Okay.
judiciary, and executive. But others also consider the media, the news and print media, as the fourth pillar, and it plays a very crucial role especially in a democratic country. And it helps inform people of the happenings all around the country and also what the government is doing.
Yeah. I've heard of this saying before, like journalism is the fourth pillar of a democracy. Um, how true do you think that is in our modern society?
Well, modern society, I got to tell you that a lot of news outlets are controlled by private organizations which have their own motives, and the real news is not given to the people, but some filtered version of it is uh, given to the people.
Yeah,
And
true. And why do you think that is? Can you give us some like reasons? Because I might have my own reasons, but I'd like to hear yours.
yeah, so first of all, what I think is now in a lot of democratic countries, now example like in USA, uh, a lot of these USA or in Australia, there are not many small news outlets. Majority of the news is controlled. The news market share of people watching news is controlled by large corporations, private corporations, who have ties with been shown to have ties with politicians and parties. So they and elections, especially during the election times, these connections with news organizations help them boost their electoral votes they will get for a particular country.
Yeah, true. Like you said, some of the people who actually run these private media firms actually have political leanings. Um, Now, if you look at channels like Al Jazeera, owned by the Qatari government,
Hmm.
how much influence do you think that their political leaning could actually have on the news that they report?
Oh, people feel that news outlets are their only source of information, and ever since before all this freedom of press that we had, mostly the news was controlled by the governments. So
True.
news was essentially centralized, and what this allowed the government to do was sing its own tale and make sure that people do not know what's actually happening. But after, especially now in India, after the independence, even before independence, written media played a vital role, especially during the British Raj. So the first newspaper that was actually printed in India was Hickey's Bengal Gazette, where
Yeah, I know that
uh,
one.
where that individual used to write about corruptions and scandals that happened in the British Raj under different pseudonyms, so that he doesn't face a lawsuit.
Yeah,
And ever since that, many other written forms of media have helped bring together the mass of people in country in British Raj India to fight against the British and bring about this freedom that we have right now.
yeah, okay. Now, if we move on to the Indian situation, can you tell us a bit about the state-run media that our central government currently has? Like, what's our main source of information on what the government is doing?
Well, it depends. Now, in almost most sectors, it's just about the government will release a press release, will conduct a press conference, and certain news outlets will be invited to that. And this can also be controlled, so they can choose which media outlets they want for the press meet, and they can also choose who can ask questions in the press meet. So they'll deliberately choose outlets which have connections with the ruling party, so that they do not face any criticism on live TV.
Okay. So I think we can now talk about the current situation regarding fake news in India. Okay, so Abhishek, can you tell us about some recent instances on what could be fake news?
Well, I guess the most recent example you can take is the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah,
So ever since the Modi government initiated a lockdown, there was a lot of WhatsApp messages. I mean, in your family group, you'll find your uncle, your auntie send in endless amount of messages on how you can how
yeah,
to stop Corona and all that. Have
eating
you not
garlic.
got any message like that?
Yeah, not personally, but my parents have gotten videos like drink hot water, eat garlic or ginger, whatever that was, and it would actually strengthen your immunity and you would not be affected by corona. That's one. And then the other was how corona actually propagated. Like you sneeze and immediately other person gets infected. Actually touching another person could infect you or something like that. In the early stages of corona in India and the lockdown, I think there was a lot of uh, fake news and fake remedies flying around the social media and social chatting atmosphere.
Yeah, I mean, let's not get started on fake remedies. We had, what was that? Patanjali release a Corona remedy. BJP workers claiming cow urine and cow dung is the cure of
Yeah,
Corona, and even that live coverage of the union minister chanting "Go Corona, go."
yeah,
You remember
that
that?
it was actually kind of catchy, right? Go Corona, go.
I mean, it's catchy, but Corona's not going to go for that, is it?
Yeah, and the main problem with this Corona fake news situation was the government didn't actually immediately take steps to fight the fake news regarding Corona. Like I can tell you, I got messages regarding the facts of Corona from the UN WHO website even before the government actually released a statement regarding the actual facts of Corona. Like,
Yeah,
do you think the
a lot.
government could have done it a lot sooner and it would have actually changed the state of Corona in our nation right now?
Yes, yes, that's true. And consider other than Corona, we have the CA Act. A
Yeah,
lot of WhatsApp videos, messages, trying to explain what the CA was almost fake. Many of these were just propaganda messages sent to anger the public about
yeah,
it and cause them to protest.
yeah. From the WhatsApp videos that I got regarding the CAA, the CAB, and the NRC, None of them actually went into detail about each statement that the CA and the NRC was actually trying to enact.
Yes.
Because, like, if I am going to learn about this controversial new ruling that the government has actually put into place, I'd have to know what they actually told me before what the person narrating it to me is supposed to say on what's their opinion on it and what its effects could be.
Yeah, it's true. Not all of us can speak and read legal speak, right?
Yeah, it's like selective information. Like, okay, the CA is it involves all minorities and it gives safety to all minorities except for Muslim minorities. That's how it came out. But it
Yeah.
didn't exactly tell you that it was the migrant minorities who would be having a problem, not the already existing minorities in the country.
Yes, yes. And this the cyberspace now, with this world becoming extensively digitized, cyberspace has become a new war zone where countries now, for example, even for the CAA, are apparently 5,000 social media handles from Pakistan were created, and they
Yeah,
were
I heard of that. Yeah,
yeah, and they were like spreading fake news to cause internal strife within the country.
yeah. Like when I was doing my research for this topic, I did come across that. Like whenever always Pakistan who has a problem with us. Like why blame it on Pakistan?
I know. You got to see Republic TV for this. Everything and anything is wrong. It's Pakistan's fault. Pakistan is spreading fake news.
But you can't just blame Republic TV. It's also other news channels that we are currently having on our TVs, like India Today, NDTV, Times Now.
Yes,
Like
this is
all of
true.
them play a factor in this fake news culture that they've created. And the problem is when they're called out on it, they're not bothered to actually defend themselves because it's become their journalism style. They've lost all professionalism, they've lost standards, they don't care. Whoever gives us money, I'm going to publish your news. That's
Yeah,
how it is currently.
yeah. Journalists these days are trained not to get proper news. They just scared. They only trained to get news which is worth their TRP. So the more TRP I have, the more ad revenue I get.
So what's TRP actually?
It's a measure. It's like impressions on how much your channel has an impression upon the people of a country.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
that these days journalists are trained in that. Instead of actually reporting on important issues, they're uh, trained to get information that is only it can be milked a lot, so that and especially which can be politicized easily.
Yeah, like the Nagar riots, if I'm not wrong. There's a
Oh yes,
whole lot of misinformation going around it from all sides of the political spectrum. And till date, they haven't found a solution to it. And it's caused a lot of human casualties, and the side effects are immense. Like the fake news that they're putting out, it's not going to last for a day or two. It actually lasts for a longer period of time. If you take a look at the CA, NRC, like you said, the resulting Delhi riots uh, mostly affected the minority Muslims, but it also affected the Hindus who were involved in it. People lost their families, people lost their jobs, their homes, cars were burned, everything. A simple announcement from the government stating that NRC and CAA, this is what NRC and CAA is, this is what is going to happen, and why you shouldn't worry about it. If there weren't any problems, why you shouldn't worry about it. That's the least thing they could have done before actually allowing the riots to happen.
yes, yes, that's true. Maybe the government should set up a public relations committee to address this information properly to the citizens.
considering that they actually have an electoral committee inside their political party, shouldn't that electoral community be turned into a PR committee when they've actually got the power?
Yeah, I mean, a lot can be desired by the government.
Yeah. So, if while on the topic of fake news, how can we counteract fake news actually?
So the thing with fake news is that I get a WhatsApp message, okay? I do not
Yeah,
have the time to sit and fact check every single WhatsApp message I get. That is the main problem with fake news, that people do not have the time to sit and verify whether the news that they got is true or not. So what
true.
they should be doing is to first consider the source, and they should read a little bit more about it, find out who the author is it a joke, and many such things. The fake news is a problem not only faced in India, but it's a worldwide problem.
Yeah. Um, on the topic of jokes, which you actually mentioned here, there's actually a really interesting thing going on social media platforms like Instagram and Facebook. They've actually created these fact checker cells. Uh, I believe you've heard of it.
Yes, yes. Even the Indian Press Committee has decided to create something like this in collaboration with other companies to fact check every single news segment that they publish, because it's a really important thing. Because
Yeah,
now, for example, many especially channels like NDTV, Republic TV, people, a lot of people watch it, and
yeah,
they don't have they believe it because it's NDTV. It must be a reliable source. But a lot
yeah.
of times, what happened is, now you might have heard that lot of times what happened is these they post what seems like an actual news, but they actually just post fake news again. It's like, news channels publishing fake news is like fake news inception.
It's like the isn't that a saying? It's like the uh, kettle calling the oil black or something like that. Yeah, I
Y-
believe I got it a bit wrong. Yeah,
yeah, possibly, I don't know.
yeah, and also it's actually really interesting because when I go to these meme pages when I'm browsing through Instagram and stuff, some of these memes regarding politics or something else, whenever I click on them, I always get a fact checker alert, which is funny because fake news and what privatized fake journalism is doing right now is making the memes for these meme pages already. It's
I
like
know.
catered to them specifically. Like, I'm going to make a joke about this. I don't care whether it's true or not, but it's true as long as you give me the money and I'm going to broadcast it.
Yeah, currently Indian media is almost going close to being a meme, and I really hope it doesn't.
Yeah, and the most reliable source of Indian media memes is from the Republic TV, where you can see people cutting onions and eating the other person.
I mean, let's not get started.
Yeah, it's like, do you think it has like this fake news culture? Do you think it has a root in actually the uh, mainstream media personalities like he who must not be named in Republic TV? Do you think
Ah,
that sort of person and people like that in other news media outlets, they're the problem or the root cause of this fake news culture?
well, yes, most of them, yes, because now, for example, now that who not must not be named from Republic TV, a lot of people watch his channel. It's like almost a second most watched channel in India, and I mean, people actually trusted that person. Once upon a time, he did actually post. I really did proper journalism. Now, in 2016, if I'm not wrong, that there was the suicide case of Rohit Venumulla. I might be pronouncing his name wrong.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the name as well.
Yeah. So in 2016, there's this video I saw on YouTube. It's like a comparison, two-side comparison, where on one side it's this 2016 video where he's like is like criticizing people, like this politician sent a letter and these people were uh, uh, disbarred from the college or something. And just 1 year later, in 2017, in Republic TV, he's like he's like totally denying that there's no political thing at all. So this is really what the problem is. So sometimes when these private companies, when especially when they lean to a particular side, like right or left, and the news that they publish will mostly be on right or, towards the party, what the party wants to say.
Yeah.
So that's what I think. It's really a troubling issue that's